In today's video, you're going to see hidden camera footage of myself approaching a girl, talking to her for about 2 minutes, and then getting a date. And this is going to show you how simple, how easy, how uncomplicated it should be when you're picking up girls, when you're going to meet girls. It does not need to be this complex series of like 45 gambits and tricks and techniques. It can actually be very straightforward, very direct, no bullshit, no games, no manipulation, and you can have success. So with that said, let's get into the footage. Hello. I just want to say that you are very pulchritudinous.
Yeah, I need something. What does that mean?
It means like, the first thing I want you to notice is that after I say, hey, I pause and let her look at me, right? I wait for her to be paying attention to me. One of the biggest things, the biggest mistakes I see guys make when I'm doing in-person coaching, this is the vast majority of guys do this until I show them they're doing it, is they just launch into a full paragraph. Hey, so I just wanted to say blah, blah. And the girl's like, what is going on? She freaks out, and then she's going to be a little uncomfortable about it. And then the guy's like, oh no, she looks uncomfortable. It messes up the entire interaction right from the beginning. So it's much better to get her attention, and then after she's actually paying attention to you, then you say the opener. And as far as what I'm saying, I said, you look very pulchritudinous. Me and my friends were coming up with openers to use for video titles, right? I'm sure you've seen those YouTube videos where they say some weird opening line. I'm not saying it's a great opening line. I'm not recommending you use this opening line. It was just for that reason. Beautiful and elegant.
Wow,
like in a classy way, not like a trashy,
I've never heard that word
Vegas
before.
way.
So now you've taught me something and complimented me, so thank you.
Win-win. 2 in 1. What's your name? It's a very unique name. I'm Avery.
Avery.
Yes. Fairly uncommon name, but probably not as uncommon as...
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've actually met like a decent amount of...
Do you know the rule of 23? So you'll notice that I'm doing most of the talking, and for the majority of your interactions, when you initially approach, the girl is going to be a little thrown off, right? Wasn't expecting to be approached, and so it can kind of be overwhelming for her to lead the conversation at the beginning. So generally, you want to be prepared to do most of the work, to take the burden, if you will, and to do most of the talking until basically the ice is broken and she's totally comfortable with the conversation. You're looking for something, you find it far more. Like when you buy a certain car, you see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty sure rarer than Avery. So what are you up to right now?
I'm late for a dinner. It's my friend's bachelorette party and I flew in late.
So she's clearly interested, right? She's laughing at everything I say. She's being very receptive. Now I need to find out, okay, is this an opportunity to pull, or is this an opportunity to get a number and set a date for later? So you want to find out what she's doing. Now, you don't want to do this right off the open, because what a lot of guys do is they immediately say, hey, what are you doing? And if she's very receptive right off the open, that's fine. But you don't want to do that until she's showing signs that she likes you. Because if you're getting her logistical situation and she doesn't like you, what is she going to do? She's going to pull away and make herself unavailable. So if you ask, hi, I just want to see you really cute. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. So what are you doing right now? Well, I don't know if I want to talk to this guy. So what I'm going to do is make myself unavailable. I'm busy, actually. Sorry. And then the interaction ends right there. So only get the logistics when she's showing some signs of interest. But then it's very important to do that, because you could end up in a situation where like she runs into her friends and then it gets awkward, or, you know, maybe she's going to meet her boyfriend. Well, you want to know that right away instead of after it's too late. You want to know if you should be going for the pull, should you be going for the number, or should you just move on to someone else? You want to find that out as soon as she seems interested. It's not a shock.
What are you up
It's not a
to?
bad thing.
Thank you.
I'm about to go to MGM for the club in a minute. But you distracted me. Kind of. I'm here for a month.
Oh, nice.
Then I'm
Very
leaving.
cool.
Yeah.
Very fun.
All right, how long are you here for?
The weekend.
All right, we should do something.
Sure.
All right. Let me get your number.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it spelled how it's said? No, if they run us over, we can sue them. It's all good.
That's very subtle, but I'm leading, right? I'm moving her across the street. You should be leading as much as possible, right? Showing that you are going to be taking the initiative. And so that could be taking her to a different area. It could be literally like this, just crossing the street. Whatever it is, you want to be taking the lead constantly because it builds, and I don't love this term, but it builds compliance. It builds it's called a yes ladder, right? She's getting used to saying yes. And that means she's more likely to say yes in the future, it comes from sales, but it's generally something you want to be doing. And it also prevents the interaction from stagnating. A very common mistake that I see is guys don't lead the interaction forward at all. And the girl feels like it's not going anywhere, right? The guy is talking to her at the same place where they met for like 20 minutes, and it just doesn't feel like anything is going to happen. And an easy way to avoid that is to make sure to always be leading, right? Instead of always be closing, always be leading, whether that's across the street. Hey, let's go sit down. Let's get a drink. Let's get a smoothie. Let's go to the dance floor. Just constantly be leading in some way or another.
They don't have enough time. It's not a Tesla. Like they're not gonna.
That's fair.
They're not gonna do serious damage.
No, you're right. You're right.
No.
Yeah, guess how it's spelled. This will be fun.
There's no way. Does it have an H?
No.
This guy's a really cool guy. Like 100%. Like 1,000%.
Well, thank you.
And I wanted to say you're fucking cool, dude.
So I do not know who that guy is, and I do not know what is going on. So I was completely thrown off by this.
Friends?
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I've never met him. No, it's not. I have no idea what's going on.
I'm a weirdo. When I see a really quality character, I just want to be like,
You were close,
wow.
by the way.
So like,
Thank you. Was I close?
Yeah, you were close.
but like 100%, like, oh man.
Thank you. I mean, you seem cool too.
Yeah, but anyways, I love your stuff.
Wow,
Thank you.
Okay, so he said, I love your stuff. So clearly he's a fan of the channel. He approached, randomly started saying, I'm a cool guy. Obviously, it's not going to hurt, right? It's not going to hurt the girl's perception of me. It was just a very random thing that happened, but I'm not going to complain.
So nice here. I'm along the curb to the right of the parking lot. Okay. My Uber's
All right.
here.
Well, it's
Nice
lovely to meet you. I'm very curious what was going on there, but lovely to meet you.
All right, so there you go. I got her number. I will show somewhere in the screen the text where she basically invited me to meet her. What ended up happening is I actually was with a different girl that I was, I guess you could say, more interested in, and I was, busy. That's why I didn't end up following through, but she invited me to come hang out at her pool. So that means this was an interaction that was going to lead to a date, right? It was a successful interaction, if you will. And what I like about it is it's very simple. There's nothing I'm doing that is super complicated. It's only 2 minutes, right? Anyone can keep a conversation going for 2 minutes, right? You could memorize some basic questions to ask that'll keep a conversation going for 2 minutes. The main thing is that you can tell I'm not taking the interaction too seriously, right? I'm having fun. It's not a big deal. I'm being a little bit playful as opposed to like, all right, it's time to do the pickup. And I'm not hesitant to show intent, right? I'm making my intentions clear. I'm not half-assing the approach. I'm not like, oh, I just want to be your friend, and so maybe it's clear that I'm approaching her to get a date with her, and she can feel that. Strong intent is very powerful, but you want to match it with not just strong intent, but not taking things too seriously. When you get the balance of those two things, your interactions will be very successful. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be posting a lot more infield like this. I'm going to be posting new polls. I'm going to be posting all kinds of stuff. So make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you like this kind of content where it's not just someone talking about the theory of pickup, but someone who actually shows that they go out, they do approaches, they get results, then make sure to hit the like button so that YouTube promotes this content and helps it spread, as opposed to all the, frankly, the bullshit channels where they don't even do game, but they're talking about it because they're good at marketing. So make sure to just take 2 seconds, hit the like button. It helps me a lot. And if you're someone who feels stuck, you're someone who you watch these videos and you're like, yes, I want to try this. I want to do this, but I feel resistance. I feel paralyzed. I've been watching these videos for a long time. I can't get myself to take action. I don't know why. I just can't get myself to do it. It hasn't happened. And I'm stuck at where maybe I've done a few approaches, but I'm still dabbling. I'm just dipping my feet in the water. I'm not really getting results. Then the simplest way to get out of that beginner's purgatory is in-person coaching. Is to actually come meet me in person, where you have far more accountability, far more leverage than you've ever thought possible to take massive action. If you take a boot camp with me, you will do over 100 approaches in the course of just a weekend. And you will get multiple dates. You will get tons of numbers, sometimes 20, 30, even more numbers. And it's very common for guys to actually get laid during the boot camp, although obviously I can't guarantee that. But what I can guarantee is that on average, people who take a boot camp make more progress in that one weekend than they had made in the previous year in terms of pickup, in terms of getting real, tangible results. So click the link below to learn more about my in-person coaching. As my channel grows, as I'm getting more and more views per day, I'm getting booked farther in advance, and eventually I'm going to be booked like 4 or 5 months in advance, which would suck, or I'm just going to start charging a lot more. I haven't really decided which of those I'm going to do. But if you want to get my coaching while it is available and while it is affordable, make sure to click the link below to sign up for a free call to find out if you're a good fit.